Welcome to the Truckvan.com podcast. As America's foremost truck buyer, we keep you informed on all topics regarding the trucking industry. We work with industry leaders to provide valuable insight. When you're ready to sell, call America's foremost truck buyer at 855-TRUCK20 or visit Truckvan.com. And now, your host for the Truckvan.com podcast, Zach Ellis.
Welcome back to the Truckvan.com podcast. My name is Zach Ellis. I'm the founder and CEO of Truckvan.com. I've had a couple of questions. I've been here at the office all week long. You'll be seeing this on Tuesday, but been at the office all week long talking with customers. We have had a ton of missed phone calls. Just phone calls we couldn't get to. Some of them came in on Saturday or Sunday. Customers calling, wanting to sell their trucks. So I wanted to not only give somewhat of an update of what's going on, but we've had a lot of questions as to what is the process and what exactly is Truckvan.com. We hit on it a couple months back. Obviously, I think it's important for our customer base to not only know what we do, but know how we do it. So it's June 2023. We're halfway through the year. It's been rocky. It's been good. We've seen a glimpse of possibly things going up. This morning, I just saw Yahoo Finance, the CEO of Campbell's Soup and Campbell's Snacks, which is part of Goldfish and a couple of their other brands, has seen a spike in surge. Along with that, we've seen a big influx in conversations about AI, the artificial intelligence, exactly where it's going, where everybody predicts, how it can help, where it's going to help. So those are some things that we're also looking at to help our customer base. There's a lot of things where customers call in and they want to get an answer on their truck. And obviously, like everybody else, a lot of people are impatient. So with that being said, we created Truckvan.com to be the platform, the one and only platform nationwide to be able to put in your truck information and get an offer right then and there. Obviously, there's going to be a few things that change with depending on year of your truck, the model. If it's a dump truck that's maybe a quad axle, we're not going to spit out a number right away because there's 5 or 10 different things that could change the value versus a 18-foot body to a 22-foot body. Is it aluminum? Is it steel? What are the axle ratings? So a few things like that. But if it's a simple day cab, sleeper truck, box truck, go to Truckvan.com and we will provide an offer based on year, make, model, miles, and you can also put in an asking price on that truck. So with that being said, Truckvan.com, what is it? Who are we? Why are we here? So Truckvan.com was created as the only platform nationwide to sell your truck completely online, obviously excluding the inspection piece and confirming wiring instructions. Unfortunately, right now, technology only allows us to go so far. We still have to send a human out there to physically inspect the cosmetic and mechanical pieces of a truck. And then obviously, accounting pieces, you don't want your money going to the wrong bank or to the wrong account for that matter. So at Truckvan.com, we buy day cabs, sleepers, dump trucks, roll-off trucks, heavy hauls, anything within that transportation, construction, delivery sector, we purchase. Now, we shine in that 4-year and newer model trucks. So a 2019, 2020 model truck and newer is majority of what we purchase. Historically, since the inception of our company, we've always done well with that truck that has 50,000 miles to 300,000 miles. Now, there's a lot of other people out there that you can sell your truck to, and we understand that. But that is where we shine. That is where we are competitive. Obviously, if you've seen now, if you get on any of the major platforms in regards to trucktrader.com, whatever the hundreds of websites there are out there to list the truck, but it seems like Truck Paper is the main one. March of last year versus March of this year, there is more than 3 times the available inventory. So it dedicates us that much more to truly focus on what we do well with, and what we do well is buying that late model, low mileage truck. All right, so the process works like this. You're ready to sell your truck. Maybe you have 1 truck, 5 trucks, 10, 50, 100, however many trucks you have. Here's the process. Number 1 is Truckvan.com. In the past, we've always advertised, call 855-TRUCK20. You're more than welcome to call that number. Any of my buy team agents look forward to speaking with you. But we understand that your time is valuable and you may not always be in a position to pick up the phone and call. So go to truckvin.com. That's truckvin.com. You can submit your year, make, model, miles, asking price, along with your contact information, name, phone number, email, and it will provide an offer on the screen. Now, the second piece is you can either accept the offer or you can click Reevaluate My Truck. Now, I want to be clear here. Reevaluate My Truck is used for possibly pieces that we missed. Maybe there was a warranty that wasn't added in the valuation, or an APU, possibly a bulk heater. Maybe you had some mechanical work done. The Reevaluate My Truck feature works where a buy team agent will physically look at the truck and then call you to confirm the specifications. Reevaluate My Truck is not always going to offer you more money, so I wanted to make that very clear because we have seen a lot of trucks that are submitted where it says Reevaluate My Truck. What customers have to see right now, whether you're a single owner operator or a trucking company, is the used truck industry is driven by supply and demand. Last year, supply was low, demand was high, so we saw some of the record-breaking prices for used trucks. Unfortunately, what we're seeing right now is the complete opposite. There are thousands of used trucks available in the market today. And when I say the market, that is the contiguous U.S., all 48 states, from coast to coast. There are thousands of trucks from 400,000 miles to 800,000 miles. Unfortunately, simple supply and demand means that the used truck price is going to go down. Now, the flip side of that is there was a large, vast group of customers that went out and bought trucks in the last 2 years. And unfortunately, if you pay an inflated price, and you're not making double payments to pay that asset down, because in a normal market, you should have paid, say, $50,000, and last year you paid $85,000 or $90,000, you have now financed almost double the amount of the truck's historical value, and you're what we consider upside down. Upside down means that you owe more money than what your truck is currently valued at. A lot of people say worth. My truck is worth this, it's worth that. Worth is tied to emotion. We are not working off of emotion. We are working off of logic. Trucking is a logic-based business through and through. Whether you're a dispatcher, a broker, an owner, a used truck salesman, a new truck salesman, trucking is driven off of logic. Does this make sense to buy this asset? If I buy this asset, how much money can I make? If I haul this load, how much money can I make? That is what we're looking at. And it seems like time and time again, we're talking to customers and they say, no, my truck is worth $60,000. Okay, Mr. Customer, perfect. Let's figure out how you got to that number. Okay, well, I bought this truck 2 years ago. Okay, perfect. How much did you pay for the truck then? I paid $85,000. Okay, perfect. It broke down and I put $15,000 in the shop. And then I had something else wrong with it, and it was another $2,000. And then I just put new tires on it. Okay, so by the time you're all said and done, this customer has close to $90,000 or $95,000 in total in a truck that historically is valued at $35,000 to $40,000. So you have to be able to make that decision and say, Mr. Customer, here's how we explain exactly where we are right now, and here's potentially where we're going. Because when you call Truckvan.com, we don't want to give you just an offer for today. We want to provide you with valuable insight. A, here's today's value. B, here's the justification and information on how we got to that value. C, here's a value on what it looks like in the next 45 days, the next 60 days, and the next 90 days. And D, if you don't like the offer, possibly we could answer any additional questions that you have. So we believe that information and knowledge is power. We understand that selling an asset is a big deal. And to a lot of customers, this is the second biggest decision that you'll make outside of buying a house. And especially as a business owner, this may be this third biggest decision behind buying a piece of property for your business, then buying a home, and then buying trucks. Obviously, a lot of our fleet customers who are seasoned in doing this and are buying 25, 50, 100, 200 trucks on an annual basis understand the trade cycle a little bit more than maybe the owner-operator. Not to the owner-operator's fault at all, but we want to educate and give you the correct offer and valuation on your truck. So, when you go to truckvan.com, if you hit accept the offer, here's step 2. And all of these will be linked below in the video, whether you're listening to this on iTunes, Amazon Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, wherever it is, you will have all the steps listed below, but we'll go ahead and go through them. So step number 2 is once you click accept offer, you will then have a Docusign agreement emailed directly to you, a purchase agreement. You just click in 4 different places with your signature. It confirms the purchase price along with any lien holder information that you may have. As soon as the agreement is received back, our inspection team will then call you within 24 hours. So step 3 is they'll call you and schedule a time at our cost and your convenience to get the inspection done. You can do the inspection anywhere. We've done inspections while customers are sitting at shippers waiting to get loaded, while they're waiting to get unloaded. We've done inspections at Love's truck stops. We've done inspections in HOA neighborhoods. We've done inspections in Walmart parking lots. So wherever the truck is, don't worry about that. That is not a big deal. That is the least of our worries. We just need about an hour with the truck. They're going to check out the truck in regards to mechanical, cosmetic, confirm the mileage, confirm the hours on the truck. We need to ensure exactly what we're buying is exactly what was described. Now, we use a third-party agency. We don't send inspectors that work directly for Truckvan LLC or any of our subsidiaries. We use a third-party agency to confirm not only the information for our behalf, but for your behalf as well. We've had a couple customers ask, hey, once the inspection's done, can I see a copy of the report? Absolutely. No problem at all. So, step 3, we're going to complete the inspection. It usually takes anywhere from 24 to 48 hours to be uploaded within our system. Unfortunately, as a third-party company, we're not always number 1 on the list. We like to think with the volume of trucks that we purchase, we are or should be close to number 1 on the list. But unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't always work that way. But it's usually 24 to 48 hours before the inspection is uploaded again for our final review. Step 4 is your buy team rep is going to review the inspection for any errors, anything that may need to be repaired either before sale or possibly after the sale. And then we're going to confirm wiring instructions. And that's the most important part. So step 5, we're going to confirm wiring instructions, whether we're paying your lien holder or we're paying you direct. Lien holders work directly like this. If you have a lien holder, we will gather what's called a 10-day payoff. That is a statement allowing 10 days grace period to pay off the stated amount. It's important to know what your payoff is on your truck. If you don't know what it is, I would gather that 10-day payoff because we have done plenty of deals where customers say, oh, I didn't think that I owed that much. Or, oh, I didn't know that they charged me that fee. Or maybe there was additional interest accrued because you were behind on payments. So I encourage you, know what your payoff is before you contact us, or as soon as you accept the offer, our buy team rep will reach out and make sure that you gather that 10-day payoff because it is incredibly important. So we'll confirm the wiring instructions. We'll send the total payoff amount directly to your lender, and then we will wire you the remaining funds directly to your bank account. We do not pay with Zelle. We do not pay with Cash App, with Venmo. Everything is done with a wire transfer. Occasionally, we will send a check, but very, very rarely, everything is done via wire transfer. So we just went through some of the process there. Hopefully that sheds some light on some of the questions. We've had a few people call in and ask, what are the fees? Or are there any other costs associated with selling my truck? I want to be very clear so that you hear it directly from me. Truckvan.com is the buyer of your truck. We are not taking the truck to broker it out. We are not taking the truck and listing it online. We are not taking the truck to put it on some online auction. There are tons of other websites out there that we won't sit here and name for none other than the fact that this is my podcast and not theirs, but that is not what we do at all. If we give you a number, we are the buyer on that truck. Mind you, do deals fall apart? Absolutely. We have deals at the very last minute where customers can't come up with a title. They lost the title's not in their name, their partner doesn't want to sell the truck at the agreed upon price, they have to run another load. Whatever the case is, we have seen a lot of different things happen in the last couple of years, and we completely understand that. But we want you to know, and I personally want you to know, that we are the buyer on your truck. So when either myself, one of my agents, or you personally reach out to Truckvan.com, we are the person writing the check for that truck. There's no cost, there's no fees, no brokering it, none of that. So hopefully that kind of sheds some light on a couple of the pieces that customers have called in and asked about. And here in this next segment, I'll kind of go through exactly what we're seeing now and what we expect to see the next 30 to 45 days. So the next 30 to 45 days, here's what we see. We've talked to a few of our customers and we're seeing a slight uptick in some of their retail traffic, meaning that they're seeing customers coming in wanting to buy trucks, whether it's the day cabs and duck trucks that we talked about last week, or they're coming in to buy sleepers. So we're slowly seeing that market tick back up little by little. Unfortunately, those trucks with 450,000 miles plus are still taking some of a hit in regards to value, but we are seeing some traffic slowly trickle back in, so that is good news. You know, historically, the transportation market and housing market usually in similar ways correlate with each other, and even more so, the interest rates haven't helped anybody, especially not trying to finance equipment at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12%, and that's what you're seeing in a lot of either first-time buyers or customers that maybe have 1 or 2 prior trucks or trying to finance additional trucks. Because, you know, a really big thing that I've seen here lately is that so many customers are trying to reel back what they're doing. And I believe that right now is a good time to try to stretch forward. Meaning, if you have equipment that's sitting, find a way to get that piece of equipment running. Now, I'm not by any means saying go out and haul the cheapest freight that you can find, or go out and just try to get the piece of equipment working at any cost necessary. But I think that reeling back on things like marketing, reeling back on things like advertising, reeling back on salespeople, the biggest thing that I focus on here is ensuring that our salespeople are focused and trained and know not only the used truck market, but understand the new truck market, that they understand our trucking customers, they understand what it takes to haul a load. They've talked to drivers, they've talked to dispatchers, they've talked to maintenance departments. There's a lot more pieces that go into the entire operation here than just sitting here and saying, hey, Mr. Customer, your truck is valued at X based off of truck paper values and auction values. It does not work like that. Our team is consistently traveling, going to see customers because we want valuable information exchanged. When we go and talk to a customer, we want to go into his maintenance department. Is his shop clean? Are his mechanics there constantly working on stuff? Are they constantly doing overhauls, or are they just doing small maintenance items? Is his maintenance department stocked with parts? Does he have filters? Does he have oil? Does he have overhaul kits? Does he have DPF filters? You know, what things are his maintenance department consistently seeing over and over and over again, right? Does he run just Freightliner? Does he run Freightliner, Peterbilt, and Kenworth? Then we're going in and talking to dispatch. Hey, dispatch, what are you seeing in regards to loads? Are you diversifying? We talked about diversifying a couple weeks ago. Customers that are hauling dry van are now hauling reefer. Customers that were hauling reefer are now looking at doing flatbed, drop deck, some dry van, whatever the case may be. These people are diversifying. So what we see in the next 30 to 45 days, we're going to see an uptick in traffic. In my opinion, we're seeing a slow uptick in traffic, and I believe that it's going to continue. Unfortunately, diesel prices haven't truly helped us here recently, but we're seeing more customers going to the dealerships looking at used trucks. Here, we're fixing to start our third big swing of traveling for the year. Usually we travel every other month, but with the market the way that it is and as many trucks as we've seen, our team is consistently traveling all around the U.S. I've got people right now while I'm recording this in the Midwest looking at trucks. I've got another couple of my reps out on the West Coast in California looking at a few more trucks. So you have to be able to not reel back in your team, but reel out your team. Send your team to go and talk to your most valuable customers. Ask them what their biggest problems are. Had a conversation with one of my best customers. He was my very first customer when I started on my own back in 2019. He was my best customer, my very first customer. And he told me a story and he said, "Hey, Zach, you're not going to believe this, but even when things got crazy last year, we've hauled for this guy for 11 years. And this is, mind you, this is a big national account, and I won't say their name for privacy reasons, but a huge, huge national account. And said, I've hauled for them for 11 years, and even when things got crazy last year and freight was as high as it was, we stayed at our contracted rate, and we didn't make any additional money, and we knew that we could have." Mind you, this is a customer we've had for 11 years. And he said, "We cut off every carrier but 3. Think about that. Every carrier but 3. And he kept his contracted rate and did not move at all. Kept the same rate that he's at, even when things have dropped down like they have. So that's why it's important to know what your customers' biggest problems are, but being their allies as well. When we go out and visit customers, we're not going out saying, "Hey, what trucks do you have all the time?" Hey, we're walking in. "Hey, Sam, how are you? How's your daughter? How's your son doing? How did his baseball tournament go? Oh, hey, man, where's your dispatch team at? You know, we want to buy lunch. Hey, where's your maintenance team at? We want to go talk to mechanics. We want to buy those guys breakfast," right? Because being in a people business, right? I hate saying that word, right? But being driven by people is such a huge thing. You can't just sit here all day and just say, "Oh, I'm going to look at the load board and hope the load board is good. Oh, well, rates suck right now. It's $1.73 a mile to haul this load. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to park my truck." Well, if you're the guy that's sitting parking your truck because you weren't out trying to go find better freight, the only thing that's going to happen is somebody's going to go out there and they're going to haul that cheap freight, unfortunately, because somebody has to make another truck payment. Somebody has to pay another mortgage. Now, mind you, I don't think that happens all the time, but I know even on some of the Facebook groups, the trucker forums, you know, we even hear it here when customers call and they're like, "Man, all these guys are hauling this cheap freight. It's not helping us out." And I agree, it's not helping at all. But finding the niche in what your customer needs and what's important to him is going to make all the difference. So finding that niche in what is important to your customer is such a crucial piece of being able to survive. You hear people say all the time, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." And although I can't say I exactly agree with that, I believe that a lot of money and a lot of wealth is made within recessions, downturns, crises, global disasters, whatever you refer to them as. But one thing that we can both guarantee with each other is that when we wake up tomorrow, we're both going to have to make a decision because, as they say, the only thing guaranteed in life is death and taxes. And right now, the trucking industry, it's down. Last year it was up. Year before that, it was up. There was a lot of people that made a lot of money in every sector, in sales, in service, in parts, in trucking companies themselves. So we're all seeing somewhat of that normalization coming, but nobody has a real answer. And you can read the J.D. Power valuation reports that come out every single month. You can read the KBB, the NADA reports that come out. You can look at the auction values on Taylor Martin or Ritchie Brothers or whatever it is. But those are just going to be gauges as to what is going on in the economy in regards to valuations in used trucks. And the whole reason that Truckvan.com is, number one, a company, but number two, thriving and doing as well as we have, is we know our niche and we focus on our niche. We don't hardly step outside of it because we understand who our customer is. Just as a trucking company, you understand that your customer may be Target, your customer may be JB Hunt, your customer may be whoever the list of trucking companies is, but we understand that our customer is dealerships, whether they're OEM, Volvo, Kenworth, Peterbilt dealerships, or they're independent dealerships. We know our customer base, we understand the trucks they buy, and we are an ally to them to find used truck inventory, because even though majority of them are taking trades, and sometimes those are customers that we just completely stay away from because we understand that there's a line in the sand and we're not going to go step on your feet in your backyard. But we also understand that if you do well with 2-year, 3-year-old Peterbilt 389s with Cummins horsepower and 18 speeds, that those are the trucks that we're going to bring you. And we know that 90% of the time when we bring them to you, that you're the person that's going to buy them. So in all, I wanted to explain exactly the process, that there's no fees. I wanted to give you some insight as to what we see in the next 30 to 45 days, but it is so crucial to understand your customer and understand the person that you're hauling for, and understand even the group of people, right, that you associate yourself. It's no different than the old saying, you know, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you'll be. No, how's it? Show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you will be. And that's so true, because most of the time, as a single truck owner operator, he usually has 4, 5, 6 people that he knows, that he associates with. And if that one guy gets on an account and he's consistently hauling, and they say, hey, we need 5 more trucks or 6 more trucks, or hey, there's 20 loads available, he's going to help his friends before they go and help somebody else. So just keep that in mind. Thank you guys for tuning into the Truckvan.com podcast. Make sure if you like what we're doing, subscribe, leave a comment below on any of the listening platforms. If you don't like it, let me know. We're interviewing guests now through the end of August. If you're interested, feel free to reach out and email buy, B-U-Y, at truckvin.com, buy at truckvan.com. Look forward to talking to you guys again. Thanks so much for tuning in.
You've been listening to the Truckvan.com podcast with Zach Ellis, your go-to source for up-to-date insights on the trucking industry. Remember, when you're ready to sell, call America's foremost truck buyer at 855-TRUCK-20 or visit Truckvan.com. Join us next time for the Truckvan.com podcast.